My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi Fruit Loop. What you know?
I don't even know. I don't even know what I know.
I know you've been reading the Mark Means filing, 70 pages.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, it's going good. I just don't understand him at all.
Yeah, most don't.
Yeah. No.
We're going to go through that later in the week, but what now?
I can sum it up in Means hates wood. He don't like wood. He brings up the summer shiftlet stuff again, all that stuff. We're rehashing. So, yeah.
Well, we're going to go through that later in the week. It's with me kind of being out of commission during the day. I've been at the hospital 12 plus hours every day for over a week, but I've been keeping up with Duggar. And since that's kind of current and happening in real time, we're going to catch up on Friday's Duggar day in court, and then we'll go into today. First, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, our awesome sponsor, Two Cool T-shirt Quilts. And again, the pillows are an ICU because it is like the perfect thickness for my aunt to not be totally up or totally back. And they've come in handy. And then I use mine. We finally are in a room with kind of like a long little bed thing. And I just prop it up against the wall and get up when she needs me and all that. So thank you guys for all the messages. Lots of them coming in. She's doing better. We've had a couple little setbacks, but considering where we started, I'll take it.
Yep.
Also, big shout out to Tia in St. Francis, Greenville, downtown ICU. You know, I love nurses. I used to work medical field right out of high school, got a degree in surgical technology. So my first love was always medical, but you know, you meet people that are naturals, and it's like she was born to nurture not only patients, but families. Cause it's traumatic when you have somebody in ICU, you know, your mom was in the same boat she's in.
Yeah. ICU nurses are totally different.
Oh, they're a different breed.
Yeah.
But I just have to give a shout out to Tia because, man, not only did she take amazing care of my aunt, she took good care of us too. And she was always happy, never seemed frustrated, just an angel walking this earth. So I want to shout out to Tia and tell her a big thank you because, man, last week was traumatic, but she did help. She made it so much easier on us. We had a lot of good nurses too. But Tia, man, what a godsend. So, oh, wait, did I stop with Too Cool? Okay, yeah, so I kind of did my normal thing where I go off. So anyways.
I was waiting. I knew you'd circle back eventually.
Right, yeah, you know, come full circle. My brain is firing on half cylinder right now. So
yeah,
y'all bear with me. So if you guys want something like this very cool Clemson quilt right here, all made out of t-shirts, different sizes, go to twocooltshirtquilts.com/prettyliesandalibis, and she will know we sent you. People like her are the reason we can do this full time. Otherwise, we'll be getting jobs.
Yeah, I am getting my Yankee shirts together.
Oh, lucky you. Clemson, man, we just lost Vendables to Oklahoma. So sad, but
Yep.
anyway, so let's hop into this Josh Duggar stuff because there's a little bit to cover. So on Friday, we did not get to do one, but they were talking about Josh's passwords and how the access to the abuse material was Intel 1988. So 1988 was the year he was born. What they found in doing the forensics on his devices is variations of that password dating back to 2014, including Intel JJD and Intel 1988 with a exclamation point.
Look, we all know we all use something with birthday, graduation date, initials, whatever.
Yeah, I used to until, you get hacked a couple of times. So they used text message and geolocations from photos, placing his cell phone at or near his work computer when the new partition was downloaded and the child abuse materials were accessed. We were saying that wrong, by the way. It's Linux. It's not Linux.
Yeah, Linux.
Because it wouldn't be a Pretty Lies episode if we didn't butcher some word.
I didn't know we even said the word. I don't know.
Yeah. So an example that they used of a photo linking him there at the time this was downloaded, because I'm going to tell you right now, essentially the defense's angle, the only thing they have is maybe it was remotely accessed and it wasn't him. So that's kind of all they're going with because that's all they got. So an example that they used that the prosecutors used on Friday was a scale. It was a picture of a scale that was taken at the car lot around an hour after the Linux was installed on his computer.
Here's my thing. If it was remotely accessed, I would believe they could tell it was.
Yeah, and I mean, essentially, like the federal guy on the stand, I mean, they can't say for sure. It's really hard, but I mean, they've got so many other things. Today I know that the first witness they called was a forensic analyst from Arizona that's on the defense side who said, of course, she couldn't find any evidence that this or this happened. But it's ridiculous. So on May 15th, a text from his phone was sent. And this is the day that partition was installed and the first downloads were and viewings happened. He sent a text from his phone saying, I'm at my car lot, and the time was 20 minutes before the child abuse material was downloaded on the office computer. So Josh also took a photo of a sticky note at the car lot from a desk, and 2 minutes later, child abuse material was viewed on the office computer. One selfie was of Josh at the car lot in the front office on the same day a sales document was created on the Linux side of his computer with his first name on it. And what we see these days is back in the older days before technology. I mean, these days people are just getting so they're exposing themselves through electronics. People are they take their phone while they're doing a crime. They take selfies right before they're about to download vile stuff. I mean, so the metadata said the selfie was taken at 4:47 p.m. and the clock was seen behind Josh in the office that said 4:51 p.m. So you've got him there. And the defense is essentially trying to say, like I said, it doesn't have to be Josh who accessed it.
Yeah, but I would think, and I mean, I'm by no means an expert, but an IP address is going to show where that was. If that was accessed remotely, the IP address would show it, I would think.
Yeah, and the thing too is they didn't take the router from the office, but the prosecutors, I guess it's a federal guy from like Homeland Security who testified, who does this for a living in a very high-tech environment where I'm sure they don't make many mistakes in identifying people who do this. He said there would have been something there that would have kind of been a trail to show them that this had been remotely accessed. And it's the only thing the defense has. Really. Yeah. I mean, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. You got him at the car lot from his phone. You got him taking selfies in his office right before this stuff's downloaded. They don't have a prayer. I know a lot of the jurors have been very uncomfortable, obviously, looking at this stuff. A lot of his family's been there. And they have been sitting with his wife. So who knows? I just think that maybe is Jill Duggar going to be a defense witness because the prosecution rested their case the other day.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. I don't know. We shall see. So let's talk about today. What happened today?
So today, Clint Branham, a homeschool acquaintance of Josh for over 20 years, was the first witness called. He is or was a cybersecurity expert for Walmart. He described Josh as a computer power user, meaning Josh is more advanced than the average person, even good enough to build his own computer. And I do know we saw some stuff that he was, I think on some of the episodes, they say that he's the computer tech guy.
Right. Yeah. Now they're like, oh, I only got a GED at 16. I have no idea about computers. But we're going to find out that's bullhawk. We're going to find out here in a second.
Yep. He knew Josh had the software Covenant Eyes since 2010 and that they had talked about an internet filtration system and how Covenant Eyes could be bypassed by downloading of a different operating system. And Linux was discussed during that conversation all the way back in 2010.
So you see, his wife is like, oh, we got to have accountability. You can't be looking at dirty stuff. And so the same year that this stuff is installed to alert his wife if he's looking at nudie stuff, boom. Hey, how do I bypass this? I mean, it's so obvious.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. So family friend Jim Holt was called to the stand. He and Jim Bob have been best friends since they were 12. He was witness to a conversation in 2010 at a campaign stop with someone named Clint Branham, the same guy. Jim and Josh were there. They were talking about Linux, and Josh asked Clint how to install a Linux partition on a computer. Bobby Holt testified as the last witness for the prosecution. She was emotional as she testified. She testified about Josh confessing to her back in 2003 that he molested multiple minors. She would pause to gather her emotions while testifying. Some of the girls were as 10 years or younger than him and confessed to touching them under their clothing. The defense called first witness Mrs. Bush, a digital forensics expert from Arizona. Bush is trying to discredit the prosecution's timeline of when these materials were downloaded. They're trying to say someone remotely accessed this because of how Josh left his computer. Carrie Jernigan, who is in the courtroom, said she was actually a compelling witness.
Yeah, so if you have TikTok, look up Carrie Jernigan. She is a lawyer who is actually just in the courtroom covering this for her TikTok account, I guess. She's very detailed in how she gives her summaries and breaks because, as you know, there's no electronics in there. And she did say that this lady that the defense called first came across as very credible and really did the best she could to poke some holes into whether or not it was actually Josh that sat down and viewed this stuff. She didn't find the same conclusions as the government did. I think, though, when you take a jury, these people who work for this, I don't care which side of the spectrum you're on, people that fight internet crimes against children, everybody feels like they're the good people in government. You know what I mean? Like they're the ones out there fighting the fight. They're having to watch this stuff, traumatizing them for the rest of their life. So it's going to be really interesting to see, does the jury buy the government side or hers? But she thought she was a very credible witness. So
yeah, so Bush obtained over 1 million images and videos when he had these devices, and the only questionable ones were from May 14th through the 16th. 2 were never viewed, and a few others the zip was extracted, but doesn't think was viewed. There was some streaming and said, in her professional opinion, was viewed in remote access. All images were deleted. She says a video was deleted 29 seconds after it was downloaded.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. He can have 1 million images and videos on his stuff. If he downloads this one video, one picture, I don't care if he has 999,000, whatever.
Yeah.
He looked at it. And the thing too, is if you think about it, he started this when he was 12 years old. And I will say it. If you're 12 years old and you look at a little kid who's 5 and see something other than a 5-year-old, you're a predator. You're a pervert. And this started so early with him. And we can sit here and talk all day long about, did something happen to him? Okay. That doesn't give you an excuse, even if it did, to inflict stuff on other kids. I think this guy's a very dangerous predator. He's got 7 children.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it. He's asking people how to get around covenant eyes, which, I mean, he's married.
Right.
Like,
and we know that he committed adultery on her with this Ashley Madison scandal. There was a porn star who came out and said that she had a fling with him and that he was scary and that she thought he was going to kill her. He was very aggressive, I guess is the word. So, I don't think that anybody would come forth to get on TV if this didn't really happen. Yeah. I'm just saying that from the time this kid's 12, he's got perversions that are, they're there. And clearly they have built year after year after year, because when you're married and you're going on these websites that you have to pay for, and then you probably got to pay to meet the girl, you have some kind of an illness. You're sick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I can only think of one reason why you want a Linux system is to hide stuff.
Exactly. And that's what the government witnesses testified to. You don't do this to sell cars. You don't sell cars on the dark web.
Yep.
There's a very small portion of people that use it for good or for legit reasons. It seems to me like majority of people use it to do things that they don't want the public to know they do, or law enforcement or anybody. So I hope this jury is listening, and I hope they it seems very obvious who did what. And hopefully this week, it'll be like 40 years and counting. We can do a new reality show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways, that's what happened Friday and today. I know I want one. I meant to buy one, dude.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
It's so cool.
That is so cool.
It's like a little cool light.
Yeah. And also you can go to prettyliesandalibis.com. We got merchandise, and we actually cleaned up the logo to where there's not a glow, and it printed really, really nice. So if you have a last minute Christmas gift idea for a listener, you can go there. We don't really control the prices, but it's good quality stuff. I have got a few samples, and I wear it a lot, except for on the show, because I wear my rock shirts. And I couldn't wear this when we do Valo, so I did it when we did Josh. I just don't feel good wearing anything with zombies. I don't want to be seen as being inconsiderate. But anyways, Kay and Larry also were on Court TV last week. I have not got to watch that yet, but man, I was thinking about them sitting there today. Gosh, they got over a year to wait.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for them.
It's tough because you try to get back in the normalcy of life.
Yeah.
But with this big a case and with, what happened, it's hard.
And then you got somebody like Mark Means filing hissy fits, every other week. And then it's
Wood
just
don't
always
like me. Wood don't like me.
My feelings are hurt. Can you sanction him?
It's like a playground fight. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go through all that. We're going to get back on the Valo stuff once this Duggar trial wraps. I think they're not expecting it to go past Wednesday, maybe into Thursday morning, but the judge really felt like Wednesday would kind of be that cutoff. Can always go longer though, depending on, cross-examination and all that stuff. We'll be on it. We're still keeping our eye out for the grand jury that reconvened last week in Lori and Chad's case in Fremont County. Makes me think it's got to be some more charges for the kids or Tammy.
Yeah. Everybody's wanting to know.
Oh, man, I can't wait. So as soon as that comes across, we will bring it to you, and then we will be on. So you guys have a good evening, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.